4th of August 2025, and I am doing this YouTube live purely for the purpose of creating routine, commitment, accountability for this channel. I have a few ideas of what could be discussed and also no idea at all, right? But what I do know is that I made a promise to God, to myself, to others that I would. I don't know if you can hear that wind. I'm actually inside, but inside a enclosed area. So I hope the phone's not picking up that wind. Anyways, the commitment. It starts with small steps. Routine starts with small steps. Big things start with small steps. The foundations are built, as you know, brick by brick by brick, and shovel full of mud by shovel full of rock by whatever. You know, there's lots of analogies out there. So, I'm actually not well. Haven't been well for 3 days. And yeah, it's a very frustrating feeling when your body won't, when, you know, being run down is very different to being unwell. Like, very different. When your body's not well, it's like you can't really do anything, can you? But what I would like to share with you all today is this process of life, and all its cycles, and us as humans. What I've been learning, the mercy, giving a mercy, receiving a mercy. So I'm doing this really amazing program at the moment called Women to Women. Phenomenal. I've only done 1 week so far, and I'm allowed to share my stories in it, so it's completely confidential, but I can share what I'm learning. So one of the elements of recovery is mercy, giving and receiving mercy. You get to the hunger point. It's inside, the graph's inside. So the emptying stage, which is the, you know, I probably should show you a photo of the graph, or I should ask, actually, if I'm allowed to show a photo of it, because it's a booklet. I don't know, it's copyright laws. But anyways, the hunger point is when you're actually at the end of the emptying. So obviously the emptying is when you're feeling, releasing. And sorry about that. The phone tried to do a software update. So basically, the process of emptying the ego, as a lot of us know, is the process of releasing who we were on a, I'm going to use my terminology right now, of the everything you've seen in my YouTube channel in the last couple of years. Releasing the human element of who we are, which is the egotistical element. It's the status quo element. It's the part of us that wants to, the human side that wants to fit in, and the broken side. So that's big part of the end. We'll go into detail more about that later, but also you've seen me go through that in detail. Everything you've seen in this YouTube channel the last 2 years or 3 years has been me emptying who I am, okay? As the vessel that I am, is all I know of me, okay? So basically, I'm at the hungry point, and I've been at the hungry point for a really long time, at least a year now. And the hungry point is when you are ready, when you're actually ready to absorb and get nourished, and you're seeking, and you're this and you're that. I don't want to actually go into too much detail about that right now, because I would like to present that in a way more formalized way. But I think you all know what I mean by hungry. You're ready You're ready. It's a verb. You're ready to actually. You're hungry to observe. And then the next stage is filling up again. And the very, very, very top of that stage of filling up is being truly expressed, freely expressed, without losing yourself to the mainstream, the toxicity of the mainstream. And this is fascinating. So that's about, you are so essentially who you are within yourself that you're not being anything about what society tells you have to be. You're truly free when you are who you are, and you've without buying into societal's norms and mainstream pressures. It's very exciting. That's when we hit true, real freedom and true, real expression and true, really living God's free will, because we've gone beyond the egotistical, worldly ways. But to get there, guess what one of the first steps is? Which is where I'm at now. So after hungry, one of the first steps is giving mercy and receiving mercy. And I think we all know that involves forgiving. And forgiving, wow, it comes in so many different layers, and it takes so... I've been working hard on this forgiveness journey for a long time. Obviously, the first person we have to really forgive is ourselves. And gee, that's one of the hardest things to do, isn't it? To really forgive yourself for all the wrong you have done to yourself and to others. Bound by civility, if not by the society. Guru Galab, I would love to elaborate that comment next Monday, if you don't mind, because I've got a really good answer for you, which is not my answer. It's a very theology research-based answer to that, from people way more learned than myself. Because I was trying to keep it simple. Thanks. Yeah, because basically it's a really good question, because I'm learning this. This women to women's workshop that I'm doing, it is amazing, the information, and I think I'll share that every Monday if you don't mind. We are bound by elements. We are bound, of course. So we are going to talk about some more next Monday, everyone. Thank you. That was the reason why I was supposed to reach out to you all today, wasn't it? So, Guru Galab's question, but aren't we bound by the civility, if not by the society? But they've put a question mark after civility. But aren't we bound by the civility, question mark, if not by the society? Very good question. So next Monday, I'll actually prepare to answer that question, and that's a promise, okay? But I'm at the hungry point now, peoples, and what you've seen the last 2 years is me being at the releasing point. I'll go dot by dot point next Monday, just briefly go through it for about 5 or 8 minutes about the process of releasing. And the process of releasing takes many, many years. Okay, no one does it quickly. Like, to truly release, to truly get to the hungry stage, unfortunately, suffering has to be endured. I'm not sure why exactly, but it's been proven, and that the only way we can really learn is via suffering. Go into that more next Monday and there onwards. When you're at the hungry stage, the first point after that is giving mercy and receiving mercy. And I'm at that point now of giving mercy. It's not easy, okay? And I'll end on this. What I've decided, in God's grace, the way I can give mercy, because my heart as a human is so injured and damaged and traumatized that I know that I'm lying if I truly say I forgive someone. Like, there's still not nice feelings in there, so it's not true forgiveness, right? I've been shown that there's lots and lots and lots of layers to forgiveness, and it takes a long time, so I'm doing fine, and I'm sure most of you are as well. I've realised that to truly forgive, I can only forgive in God's grace. And to truly give mercy, I can only truly give mercy in God's grace, because I, as a human, am incapable of truly forgiving and truly giving mercy. So what I've started to do in the last couple of days In God's grace, I actually had the words perfect the other day. I said something in God's grace, with the power of in God's grace, mercy upon you. I know I can't remember my exact words now. I'm so sorry, everyone. But in my dreams, in my prayers, the words were perfect. I'm going to start writing really soon. I promise everyone, because the words were so perfect. But I said something like, within God's grace, I within God's grace, I ask God to give mercy to you or to that situation. So what I've been doing is actually saying, God, can you please give mercy to this person? Because I can't, but I don't say I can't. What I do, I'm sorry, I'll stop coughing a second. I don't use the negative. I don't say I can't, okay? Because God already knows in my heart that I'm struggling to give the mercy and the forgiveness. So I say, in your grace, dear Lord, please give this person mercy, or please, let this person receive my forgiveness. And it's really, 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 really powerful process, because what I've realised is, and it's really clear in all the healing teachings, that the process of forgiveness is not for the other per se, it's for us. It's to get that energy out, because you can't get to that next level of truly receiving and building up when it's still weighed down by egotistical, irrelevant. We'll go in more detail about this next week. I will actually do some writing so I get my proper terminology. You know, that grunge, that's not our essence. That's not our spirit. That's our egotistical, that's actually societal norms. That's like, oh, I got slighted. Oh, that happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, I'm going to hold a grudge. Blah, blah. That's not godly. That's not our essence. And yet we all get trapped in that, because it's our flaw. It's the human fallibility. It's who we are. We are fallible. Humans are extraordinarily, what's the word? I was going to say wrought, distraught. We are just full of emotion. We are emotional creatures, okay? And a lot of our emotions are petty. And why are they petty? Because as the children in us, the inner child in us has got unmet needs. So we grow up, with these elements of temper tantrum. I know that most of my grievances towards another is because they have treated me in a way that I feel I just think, how could a human ever do that to another human? And there's a pain and a hurt and anguish in me. Now, on a critical adult level, I can go, oh, they did that because of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And we all go, yes, because of their trauma, their unawareness, their this, their that, rah, rah. Yeah, we can always learn from other sufferings if we open our hearts. But at the same time, if some sufferings are a consequence of their own destructive actions, then that's a difficult forgiving. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about is we can forgive others by understanding that they're coming from a place of trauma, that they're coming from a place of reactionary, blah, 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 blah. We all know that, most of us know the terminology. So we can forgive someone for their trespasses based on knowing that they do what they do because they know no better, or they do what they do because that's all they know what to do, or they do what they do because they're just in reaction mode and they're not within their body. Yes, on an analytical level, on a positive critical, an analytical critical, an analysis critical level, which is the light critical adult within us, the positive, the healthy light, the healthy adult persona in us, that part of us can always forgive the child. The wounded child in us is what struggles to forgive everyone. And that's where, in the mental health department, in all those sectors, they do not want to go anywhere near the wounded child. It's all about shoving, drugs into you to numb you out. And the reason why they don't go into the wounded child is because, and this is what Guru, they don't want us to have that childlike, fully expressed innocence of a child. They want us to be like controlled, scared, compliant. So, but that bright, light child, everyone, the innocence of an untraumatized child is one of the most beautiful things you will ever see. A child in its free expression is one of the most, and an animal in its free expression is one of the most exquisite, and that's where what we're meant to be. We're meant to be analytically clever as an adult to make sure we stay alive, and to be clinical in regards to life death situations and what's safe and not safe. Okay, that's the healthy adult. The adult brain must be there. Okay, the positive inner parent in us must be there, because we must make sure we look after our health. And the positive inner child, which is the creativity, the free expression, the true essence of who we really are, that must be there. All three must be there. And the thing that is mostly missing in most people is the freely expressed child, because it gets squashed out of them before they're two usually. And then society just keeps pushing it down and down more and more and more. And then if any unresolved trauma actually does show itself, the way it's dealt with is to squish that child down more, reignite the trauma, which is called institutional trauma, which is why people like myself, the older we get, the more traumatized we become, because we realize, like, especially if you're got the inner positive adult and the positive inner parent, we want the child to be free, and society in general doesn't want that child to be free. So what? But God does, and we are meant to be free. That's the hungry stage, is the child. Let's take it back to the young child. Always hungry for a new adventure, hungry for learning, hungry for the truth, hungry to, they're just exploring, free, abandoned, exploring in full faith that they are protected and safe. A really glorious, freely expressed child has very safe parents looking after it and a protective body. So they just run around doing what they want in full free expression. They get shown their boundaries and they respond to them respectfully, and they just, So that's what's been happening with me, my darlings, in the last few years. I've been completely connecting with my inner child in a really safe way, because I have a group of really trustworthy, beautiful human beings around me who are like my parents. And I mean, they are really like my parents. They know I'm a very, very wounded human being, and they have allowed me, I'm 55, they allow me to be 6. They allow me to have my 6-year-old, 3-year-old tantrums. And they help me to reparent me. But in saying that, I first of all reparented myself to get to a point where I knew that I deserved that love. I had to get to point of self-love first. And loves, darlings, that part for me was receiving God, was receiving the love of God. Whatever God means to you, what God means to me is love, loving life force. That's all about protection and healthy free will, healthy free will within really healthy boundaries, within respectful boundaries. So we can go on and on about that more. But me knowing that I have a forever loving, protective father, Papa Bear, that's changed everything. I know I'm always safe, I'm always protected. And then from that I got more brave, reached out, like it was God that told me to do this YouTube channel. It's God that tells me who to trust, when to trust. God that lets me know when to put boundaries up, because I'm always talking. Like God's in me, that's the inner parent. Anyways, what's the point of this story? This women to women's workshop, peoples. I'm at the hungry stage, and that giving of mercy and receiving of mercy, the inner wounded child of me to forgive all of the horrifying, horrific scenarios that have happened in my life and all the horrifying abuses that I've received, and a lot of those people are still alive, and a lot of those people are still, attempting to take me out. They just really, they don't want to see me survive. Hey, they don't want to see me do well. I just look at these people and I think, wow, when, and I pray to God, like, when are they going to get the kindness and the love in their heart that will free them? It's the biggest sadness that I've ever had in my life. Like, when people are that nasty, you know that they're nasty because they just have no self-love. It's so sad, right? And to give mercy to someone who's really making, like, there's elements in my life where I'm not, many people have elements in their life where they have to be very careful, because on a worldly level, there are legit real dangers out there, and some of those people are so caught up in wrath that they'll do anything to take out the catalyst, the instigator, the one that's unruffling everything, the one that's this is in relation to family members per se, and colleagues, and we all know what I'm talking about, okay? So mercy, giving mercy and receiving mercy is where I'm at, my darlings, and we'll talk more in detail about that next Monday. And very powerful process. I personally believe we need to receive the Spirit of God to give mercy. I do not believe we are capable of giving true mercy. I'm sorry, I just really don't think we've got the capability. I think we're too egotistical. I think we're too, like sulky, too indignant, proudful, whatever the word is. All right, Guru Galab's comment. I've dealt with not good enough throughout my whole life, but I'm still fighting, not for anyone else but myself. It was nice to hear your words. Cheers. And that's true. I've been fighting for myself. I've got nothing to prove to anyone. I'm not doing anything for anyone. I'm not doing anything I do to prove my worth to anyone, because I already know my worth now. As far as society's concerned, I'm not good enough. All right? And they've been saying that to me for a very long time, because to their standards, I'm not, because I won't fit into the groove. I hold them to account. If I see abuses, I do an incident report, get fired as a result, all sorts of things like that, okay? Not good enough because I haven't gone up to a certain standard, but that certain standard, people's, is being a robot. Come on. It's being completely compliant, doing what you're told, obeying orders. It doesn't matter what the order is, you obey that order, you must fit in. Like, it is as dark and sinister as that. Take away all the perks and the quirks and the everything that you look at it. Everyone who's supposedly good enough, they are doing what they are told. And those people aren't connected to their true self. And they become more and more detached, more and more nasty. Some of these people are in really high positions of within authority positions, where they're doing a lot of damage to others because they are the opposite of healed. They are getting more and more they're becoming perpetrators because system has made them that. They've made them shut down, distance from their heart, become unkind. It's the only way they can stay in their jobs. Anyways, and I'm coming from the sector of, I'm in the human resources, I'm in the community services sector, so I'm coming from that arena of social services and disability and allied health and all that. So I'm coming from that point of view, not from any other sector. And anyways, it's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's always about, we are already good enough. We are already perfect as is in God's eyes. And that's what I mean, the child in us. The child in us is something that gets squished in most people very, very early on. And there's a lot of research on this, everyone. It's been a well-known problem. And the majority of mental health, the majority of even physical problems, it's to do with the inner child not having a place to express itself. That's why I think we have so many people who use alcohol and drugs, but alcohol, because it's actually the societal norm, because it gives them a chance to go really silly. Ha, I was just drunk. You let your inner child play, but in a very unrestricted, non-boundary manner. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for now. And next Monday, I'm going to answer Guru's beautiful question, which was, oh, wow, I guess that's true. We are truly happiest when we're a child and carefree. Just be mindful, Guru, with that comment. I didn't have a good childhood. I was insanely abused to the next level. So I don't know what a happy childhood is. My child in me has never had safety ever. Okay, so, and there are thousands and millions of people like me. Okay, what I do know is that's what I'm creating now at 55. Okay, the inner child in me is getting the chance to play, and in that there's grief. Okay, just going back on your messages. Okay, so the question I'm going to answer next Monday is, but aren't we bound by the civility, if not by the society? Based on learned words of others, I'll do some writings and also some of my insights, and we'll discuss that question. And with this YouTube channel, everyone knows I can actually get other people on. I think at the moment I'm allowed up to 3, so everyone can be on speaker. And also, just be mindful, my YouTube and Facebook has given me professional data status. So they've now let me make this, I'm now at the professional level. They perceive me at the professional level because of my followers, because of you beautiful darlings, because of the amount of followers I have. Facebook and YouTube have deemed me as a business, a professional business, and I can actually turn this into an actual business. So I've got all the ABN and all that. I mean, sorry, my ABN is for support work, but I would have to tweak it. But I actually can make my YouTube and my actual Facebook, believe it or not, is now a business. I've been deemed as being a professional influencer. How funny is that, peoples? How funny is that? And that was God. That was God. So that's where you following me and me doing this YouTube channel has got me. Social media has accepted that I am an influencer. So funny. So yeah, I want to really get more professional. But aren't we bound by the civility, if not by the society? That's what we're going to answer, talk about, discuss next Monday. And if anyone else wants to be involved in the discussion, I haven't done this before, it'll be my first time, but I can get you on video chat, so you can be part of the live. All right, so if you're interested in that, like Guru for example, if you're interested in that, let me know, and you can share some of your, that can be like what's his name again? I'm having a blank, so I'm not well, I'm sick. Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. Joe Rogan. All these people, it's not just him, there's all these people, there's other people. They have lots of people on their, well, I'm at that level, I'm allowed to do that. I've professionally been given that permission. So I've got lots of different things I can do with my YouTube and with my Facebook, because I've been given a next layer of access to the platform. Okay? Because thanks to your darlings following me, you've actually allowed me to elevate to the next level. All right, God bless, and I'll see you next Monday. God bless. All right, and now I've got to remember to turn this thing off. Keep well, my darlings. God bless.